And we're going to start things off with a good old-fashioned first blood. Falcons will take it. Not only are we...
Every day, every night. This could be a really interesting series. These guys know each other really well. They have played against each other throughout the year, and they have gone exactly even 5-5 in those series. They have some peculiar similarities in their play style and the structure of the team. I'm mainly looking at that carry role. Two carry players that like to get aggressive, like to make early rotations, and join the fights. And I'm looking at the four positions. When you talk about some of the greatest fours who have ever played this game, sure, there's names like GH in there. There's Jax. But for me, I can't imagine a world where Crit doesn't one day become a TI winner. This guy has had one of the most legendary four-position careers of all time. And on the flip side, I think Save has quickly made an argument that he belongs in that echelon. He gets another 4 or 5 years into this career. He gets a couple more championships under his belt. People will look back at this guy as one of the greatest fours to ever play the game.
Particularly since
two playmakers.
He's a two offensive front, right? He's both amazing inside the game as a player, but also as a captain, right? The fact that he is willing to take on that mantle of leadership for any team, I think, is always something to add to your resume. And Pure certainly has that. Crit, of course, one of the most elder players in the game. He certainly is going to be bringing a wealth of experience to this matchup. And you've talked time and time again how important experience is on the main stage of TI.
It's everything. You need those core players to hold you together, to keep emotions in check, especially if your games go, an average of 55, 60 minutes here, which Falcons have a tendency to do. The other really interesting thing about this draft is I think this is the first draft Falcons encountered. I was watching in the booth. It's a lot of their heroes on the other side of the river. I mean, this BB team lineup could be a Falcons draft. We have two Falcons drafts here. You're getting mirrored, at least strategically, hero pool-wise. That can be problematic sometimes. Kataomi trying to fight it out. Cannot get the last hit. That's going to be a strength tonic going into Crit. A really nice pickup here with the Carney Classics. And let's see what he can do with this Ringmaster. Not a hero we've seen a lot at this TI. Got debuted at the last one, but a super powerful team fighter. You can get those saves going into the late game.
Oh, nice pickup. Beautiful bushwhack on two. Snake King will take a bit of damage here. He has his Wisp coming up in a second, so should be able to undo a bit of the damage done. But you can see the potential is there. You've got this really nice physical damage minus armor duo between the Bristleback and the Hoodwink, and they can actually get through and maybe burst down this Enchantress even after level 6.
Not the old, Blight Orb tree bounce Hoodwink. That would have made this
that
lane,
was disgusting.
Even more disgusting. But if they can put the pressure on this Fury and Enchantress lane, it's going to count for a lot around the map. You're trying to whittle through the resources, keep them low. That'll do two things. Stop the Enchantress making early rotations, potentially into this lane, which is going to be another very tough lane for BB team to get through, and stop those Furion teleports from ruining Pure's game. We saw what Enigma Galaxy did to him yesterday. That was brutal. He just got decimated in that laning phase, and a big component of that was the Furion rotations. Falcons could be looking to do something similar here, so the more pressure that gets put on this Falcon safe lane, the more time you buy for your other lanes to come online. And keep in mind, this is no regular Enchantress.
Yeah.
This is a Snake King Enchantress, the man who had the 27 win streak on this hero.
Well, I just want to point out, Avery, the last time we tried to highlight a certain player's proficiency with a hero, we did point to Ghost in his Morphling, and that one didn't go so well, so we might want to be careful with praising the players here.
I think that's a Morphling issue. I'm not going to put that on us. Look, I'll praise Snake King's Enchantress. I know the man, if he says I cursed him after the game, he'll take it up with me personally.
Fair enough.
I'll vouch for it.
We did have the Hoodwink sneak over and take away the Water Rune, but Malrine seems to be doing pretty fine without it. Without the refill in the bottle, really only suffering on mana. Laning phase does seem to be doing all right. Pure having to use a Rage here, and if that Furion teleport had come in earlier, they might have been able to get the kill there. On to Pure. Crit will survive, has to use the Lotus just in case Katomi rolls a little high. Good God's Rebuke for a double range CS and a bit of damage on a Pure. They are keeping this lifesteal low within the kill threshold if they can ever catch a spear on him.
Amar is just such a scary laner. He gets these early stat items up. He just straight out CSs you 28-5 on this Mars. And it's not a lane you can really stop him. And after he gets the early regen up, you can put some harass into him, but Ringmaster is still a really strong laner. It's a great laner against Bane. One of the heroes that can outrange him, put the daggers in. That strongman tonic is sitting in Crit's backpack right now. That's going to make some aggression a lot more difficult. And of course, you always have rotations that can come in here. So if your BB team it's really scary to get aggressive on this lane. You're just trying to secure as much farm for the lifestealer as possible and get the hell out of there.
31-6, top of the board. Still, though, both the Dragonite and the Bristleback are not faring too poorly. So it seems like pretty much all the cores are doing all right. The only one who's a little bit farther behind is Skeeter's Nature's Prophet. And that is both due to the off lane of BB Team and the fact that he's going to be teleporting around the map. We already had him be a part of one kill, right? So,
I mean, 14 denies on this Bristle. Significant work being done down here from Miro. This dual off lane for BB Team putting in the work right now in this laning phase. And you're looking towards that 6-minute power rune. Could be a rune that Skeeter wants to TP to if the fight breaks out, especially if you can secure the kill on GPK. He has Dragon Form available. Biggest pressure point on the map right now.
Yep, the supports are coming over like this. Kataomi, nice spacing there. Malrine spaces it so he can burrow strike in to take the rune. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't spawn, but Kataomi still gets hit by the stun, unable to get off a good nightmare. And now with Skeeter running
That's
in,
a little
blood
awkward.
grenade, and perhaps, okay, Malrine's going to cut him off at the pass here and bring him down.
More gold for Malrine, having a tremendous start. Stacks will be waiting for him as well. I mean, this is Falcons Dota. They will always get that triangle stacked up for these AoE clear mid heroes. But overall, a very even laning phase. I mean, hey, this has got to be Pure's best start on the main stage. He doesn't have 6 deaths already. This is looking way better than yesterday. So he's got to be feeling a little more comfortable given the position.
You want to know something? After yesterday's win, in a post-game interview, he said he actually apologized. He said, you know, I'm sorry you had to see that. And he thanked his team, and he said, next game, I'll carry them. He wants to return the favor for his team, who managed to pull through in that clutch series yesterday. They dragged him across the finishing line after he had an incredibly rough first 20 minutes.
I mean, a lot of that was the GPK puck, which earned a first phase ban here. Falcons do not want to mess around with that. And he should have a better series here. This is a guy who has stepped up before and absolutely can do it again.
We've got a little stack clearing. This is, I mean, every TI stacking is part of the meta, but it feels like particularly important for Falcons, who have been playing the Sand King and the Earthshaker so much. What's the game plan? Because right now it doesn't seem like BB Team are trying to contest at all. They've just let Malrine have all this.
The trade-off could have been the DK pushing your mid tower, right? DK is a hero that can punish stack takers by just putting the tier 1 pressure on if heroes can rotate into him.
Yeah.
BB Team didn't feel comfortable pulling supports off the side lanes to make that kind of play. Maybe GPK doesn't want to go up there with Sand King off the map. Doesn't want to risk a bad death in this early game, but at the same time, you're not using this Dragon Form to put some early pressure on Falcons, so Malrine is getting away with the exact type of game plan he wants right now, and we saw what he was all chatting yesterday. You got to ban this Sand King against me, or I'm going to win every game. If he all chats it again, at what point do you take this hero away from him? At what point do you start to say, there's too many heroes to ban against this team in general?
What's with Pure? Okay, yeah, switched it over to a normal Radiance build, which is what I would expect. He's going to use an early Infest here.
See, there's your stack
Chris
contest.
somehow, I guess taking one creep.
Slowing down the economy.
Bit by bit. A quick burst here on Kataomi, as Falcons were very well set up for that one. Had all the information in the world and communicated it. Nice rotations from everyone involved.
Carries are having the slowest game, but Skeeter's going to recover a lot faster here, and Wrath of Nature contributing to the map. Gonna feel nice. Now you can start to look for these Enchantress rotations, either into the mid or the top lane. Start to put pressure on BB Team in terms of having a numbers advantage. You leave heroes alone on the lane, they're going to be very susceptible.
Have you seen that one before? The Helmet Dom into being used to break the Bristleback early? That's funny.
It's a little touch.
Grab here, pulling him out, but Malrine got the kill on a Pure. It's got to be a trade-off here. They have to get the kill on Skeeter. He's already been cut away from that bushwhack. Awkward little play there. BB Team, did they cut down the wrong tree?
That was just awkward in general. I don't even know if you have the damage for him. That's 1,000 HP Furion. He's just going to TP out of here.
He's getting out. Crits away. No catch here from BB Team. The best they can get out of this is the tower, which, thanks to GPK, they should be able to do so, but it's still a trade-off.
I don't know. Malrine, he has other plans. He has Epi available.
Oh, he spotted immediately. And he's going to get that Sandstorm in front of the wave here. GPK, do you really want to commit to this? They do manage to get the dust, pulling the Sand King out of position here. No bushwhack.
Just wants the tower.
Maybe go for the Ringmaster, trying so hard to get this tower, but it's just going to be denied. BB Team, they're getting nothing out of this. No kills, no tower.
And they lost Pure in that trade off top, whereas ATF, I was about to say he's not going to miss the last hit, but he missed the last hit. I couldn't even curse him.
Right in front of Creeps. Gets taken away.
Blink Dagger done for Maureen, though. Benefit of all those stacks.
Yeah.
Now you're going to run this almost level 10 Sand straight into that mid lane. Somebody shows here they are just gone, and you're looking at another quick tower push. This is the downside of failing some of those early Dragon Form moves. If you don't get the pressure onto Falcons early, they're going to have the freedom to make moves onto you, and your lineup is not as good as responding.
It just goes for it. No pump fakes. Maureen pulls the trigger right away. An epicenter kill onto the Bane, and a tower secured. Gets the last hit on that as well. Maureen is shooting up the network chart. Pure gets off the rage in time, but he's kind of stuck here. He's got to go for an infest. Oh no, he's been blocked out by the arena. He has to choose for the range creep, but that's pretty easy. Falcons can shoot through that one, and a Sprout to finish him off. And now the difference of the carries is beginning to show. We can see this Nature's Prophet, even though it was in a losing lane, is still able to be active around the map.
Really nice move from Skeeter. Beautiful arena to cut him off from that siege creep. You take down the carry, you take the mid-tier one at the same time. You're splitting resources, not getting punished for it. This is amazing for Falcons right now. BB have to respond in some capacity. They're trying to do stacks of their own, but the experience is getting leached here.
Yeah, and this is also just going to be way less efficient. Not to mention, Snake King, he's catching wards, he's blocking out the camp. He will die for it, though. So there's a little extra bit of efficiency for GPK, who's clearing out his stack, gets to get a little assist and experience.
You had to punish something here, right? It's just getting too much. And once more, it's going to be another BB team game where all eyes on GPK and Save. Save the playmaker, but GPK the anchor in this early game. He has the early blink. He can do some work in these fights. Nice setup for the Hoodwink ult to come through and some decent break targets. Like you can throw the break into this Enchantress and Mars later on. You will have the substantial kill threat on them.
I just do not feel like GPK is set up to have the same kind of impact on this Dragon Knight as his Puck was set up. He's fighting into heroes that are just a lot tankier, and Dragon Knight just doesn't provide the same amount of damage.
It's going to be tough to go into all the AoE control. You jump on the Sand King or Mars, if they get boxed, if they get saved to some Enchantress heals, and then that second turnaround comes, there's very little to bail you out. There's going to be an infest later on, and there's some early sleep save potential, but you're kind of on your own in these early fights. I agree. It's concerning. It's maybe a reason we didn't see him push this mid tower as aggressively. He's worried about some of these TPs coming in. You just get locked in the AoE control. You're going to get bursted down.
Skeeter is still not the most farmed. In fact, every minute that goes by that he's not getting a kill, Pure is beginning to close that gap. Still doesn't have his Maelstrom, and frankly, is rather low level, too.
You would love for a fight to break out as long as he's not the first one in. It's just not Falcons' MO, right? They want to get all the item timings online together, then make the cohesive move. They're not just going to start random engagements without a good reason for it. They also like making these moves around objectives. You're looking at the Roshan, you're looking at the Torment, they're stealing stacks. Something of this nature is what's going to prompt that smoke trajectory. If Snake King doesn't see it, he's not going to force the issue.
They may be a bit of a slower team, but they are still a double Blink Dagger lineup.
And Wisdom Shrine spawning soon. This is what's prompting them to go to this part of the map. Even if they don't find anything, they're going to get an objective, and they will find something because you have to defend this experience gain right now.
But is Amar going to react appropriately as the smoke breaks? They run into the Bristleback, and they pin him, trying to burst him down, and they push him back into the arena. They do have the Infist. That's going to help out. Miro, he gets a bit of help, but it looks like he's still going to fall in the end. They trade off the Nightmares, 1, 2, and a third, but a nice Fiend's Grip, and they don't have anything to stop it now. Marini may have gotten out the epicenter, but he wasn't able to blink into the Bane. Still, though, heavy damage rains in on GPK's Dragon Knight. He falls, and somehow all of Falcons keep each other alive. To a man, they are still up, and now Pure is being hounded by all three of the cores, and two of the supports to get the pin onto the Bane as well. And what about that Wisdom Shrine? Not even that. Everything will be denied from BB team. They will lose out on all the kills they hope to get. They will miss their Wisdom Shrine. Falcons will wipe them.
Beautiful team fighting from them. They toggled the target priority so damn well. The saves are bailing each other out. The little extra sustain. Huge epicenter from Maureen. He dealt the most damage there. Sick bushwhacks from Save. I mean, they baited that out pretty well. That's a Blade Mail Bristleback that took the brunt of that fight. GPK on the side. His Dragon Form ran out. That could be a very different fight if he has it for the second duration. He blinked into everybody. He was super confident they were going to win that, and it was very close. But the early laning victory for Falcons pays off in a huge brawl. They get that 5-0 victory. That's massive for them.
I kind of thought they had it when they were trading off the Nightmares. They managed to get this Fiend's Grip, but
it looked good. I mean, this is the kind of fight you want. The Bristle can survive. Infest bails him out. Blade Mail reflects a lot of damage here. At this point, you're a bit scared to commit, but now you're bleeding more potentially.
Yeah, Falcons not slowing down whatsoever. They moved to the other side of the map, already picked off the Hoodwink, and they're going to go for more. They are going to chase down GPK. It's a long road back to the Tier 2, but a short one back to the Fountain.
I mean, I was about to ask, what does GPK want to go after this blink to keep the early control going? It's been delayed. Whatever he was planning, looks like it's just going to be BKB. I mean, he was on pace to be the most farmed core in this game. He's now behind the entirety of Falcons. Going to have to look to Pure to get this Radiance online and bring some of that team fight back. Nice dodge from him. Quick reaction.
And he's going to go for an Infest inside the Golem.
He doesn't want to TP off the map. That's the biggest thing. I mean...
Oh, no.
No
the
way
Quills will build up. They've got him, right? Oh, he's slowed down. He's outside of the range of the final Quill. They used so much for that. They used a Fiend's Grip on him. He walked into their triangle and still survived.
Spark of Courage. Quite nice on this hero. When you get low, the heal kicks in, the extra armor. And now did you overstep?
And now Miro's going to be punished for chasing after him. There's so much control to make him face a certain direction, whether it's the spear, it's the fear, or it's the wheel. There is tons of options for Falcons to get the Bristleback to face the right direction and put the damage into his face.
Man, that Wisdom Shrine fight decided so much of this mid-game. I mean, Crit is just having such a tremendous game after that. He has a full Vessel already done. So much damage into these cores that don't have early BKBs or Dispel. It's going to be great against the Dragon Knight, great against the Bristle. You can go into a fast Aether Lens here, and then you're just cruising in this game. Early Lotus for Amar. Seen him do this a couple times. Nice Dispel game, great against the Bane here.
And the armor never hurts when you're matched up against a lot of physical damage. I mean, all three cores are, 90% physical damage here. Pure finally does have his Radiance, but I just feel like it's not going to mean that much. Like, the team fights, if Falcons are winning the fights, which they mostly are, right? It happens fast, right? It's a lot of burst damage. Like, what are the chances that this Radiance actually gets to do a decent amount of damage over time, or that the miss percentage chance actually has an impact when Falcons are largely just throwing magic damage at?
It's a scaling item. It's a farming item, right? He doesn't have to get max value out of it right now. It'll be good across the entirety of the game, especially if he gets really beefy later. You can go for Infest plays, though. That is something this lineup always has available. You can Infest the DK and look for a quick pick-off or jump into some sort of objective or vision control.
Yeah, and that's why typically I would really like the heroes that BB Team have against Falcons, because they do have that tendency to split up, where the Fiend's Grip might be able to do things, but the box counter is too good. Crit in the right spot, the right time will save Amar's life.
Crit just reading this play perfectly. So close to that tier 2.
And Amar,
risky play.
He wants revenge. Katomi tried to kill him instead. Oh, look at Amar. What a nice guy. No, Skeeter is struggling a bit on the network chart. He will wake him up so Skeeter can take the last hit.
Amar the friendly strikes again. Honestly, at first I thought he misclicked that. Thinking, I've watched this kid for a couple seasons now. Did he lag out?
Maybe he's just evolving, growing as a person and a player.
Oh, this is the time to do it.
That's why he's got a Lotus Orb, so he can protect his allies.
We'll see who he ends up throwing it on here. I'm not gonna... It's going Lotus into the Lincolns. We saw him do this build earlier in the road to the International. Very obnoxious build to get through when you are relying on your single target spells to give you control in the fight. Super good against the Bane here. Nice against the DK stun, right? And if you rule those spells out, what is left in the tank for BB Team in terms of control? Bushwhack. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, it's not much. And it's showing in the kill score, 16-2, with Falcons up 7K. that Radiance timing, even the BKB timing for GPK, it doesn't feel like it's going to be enough. It feels like BB Team are just going to have to weather the storm until they get a second or third item on some of these cores. And that second or third item is going to be slowed down as Falcons keep on hitting with the smokes. They have not missed on one of these smokes yet.
Playing with more map control, slightly better vision. Fury and Enchantress pushing the waves, and you have more maneuverability here. Just finding more openings. I mean, I like that Pure's getting aggressive here. Like, you got to just take something off the map, right? You can't keep losing heroes, gaining nothing in return. You are pushing towards the second BKB on that Bristleback. Got delayed off that smoke, and now Tormentor's going to boost this net worth lead up even further.
Can they kill Snake King with the break? I think they might just have it. No, he's walking away. The heal is being outdone. The Radiance is just not going to do it.
The damage is just so pathetic.
It is. It's just sad. Save. Once again, he tries to get himself out of there, but Scurry, teleport, it's not going to work for you.
Yeah, and their Spotlight freshly delivered off that Tormentor.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this isn't the craziest shard in the game, but missed chance against this lineup, it's a freebie, right?
Sure.
Throw it out there.
And situations like that, finding the squirrel, trying to hide away in the trees, and they're going to play for another Wisdom Shrine. They took the last one, and BB Team, they learned their lesson. They will give this one up without a fight.
Experience differential's out of control. I mean, we're already at an 11 level difference, 28%. 20 minutes in the game, that is some serious damage.
It's nasty work out here. Malrine, he's got his Aghanim Scepter. He's closing in on level 18 and soon to be a BKB. So the Sand King is peaking here pretty soon. Obviously, continues to get stronger, but I feel like Aghanims plus level 18 Epicenter is one of the strongest points for this Sand King.
Oh, Falcons are not afraid of fighting right now. Again, they just want to sync it up around progressing the game through the Roshans, through the towers when they hit these timings. And once more, Snaking, he is just pushing these lanes aggressively. Knows he can't die. Knows even if they try and kill him, it's going to take everybody. Incredibly annoying. He will continue to scale here. Hurricane Pike on the menu for him after some early utility. Big problem for their cores in the late game, honestly. If he gets to sit in these fights and just throw out the impetus, it's pretty effective against the Bristle and the Dragon Knight here.
I mean, this is disgusting. Snake King's just by himself pushing out the lane. Not just defending it around the tower, but exploring this whole jungle area, getting information. BB Team are just on the edges of the map.
Mara looking for the setup on Pure.
Pure immediately going to rage and then TP away. Spooked by the Sprout that was coming in. The teleport from the Nature's Prophet. They're Snake King. And once again, showing that he can't really die. This is so bad. BKB teleport out. That's your first use, the Black King bar. But BB Team have no other choice. They're too far behind right now. They just got to do something like that. A smoke up play, though. This might catch Falcons unaware.
You do not want to catch the Enchantress with this, though.
No.
They're going to...
Oh, man. They missed the bushwhack. Come on. They break the Enchantress, they'll get her. They got her. Ladies and gentlemen, we got her. It's all good. The Enchantress has finally died, and BB Team have picked up a third kill for the game.
I mean, honestly, he's level 13. That's a significant kill just to relieve some of the map pressure here. This is why this man is such a nuisance on this hero. He forces overreactions. Something you stop playing Dota, you start playing Hunt Bambi in the woods.
Yeah.
Creates a lot of space, a lot of farm for the other three cores, and Falcons love their tri-core scaling.
And the supports, too. The supports have luxury items queued up.
BB are still
thinking about, like,
something.
oh, what am I getting? Oh, I'll get a Blink Dagger, an Aghanim Scepter. Like, who's thinking about Aghanim Scepter on this Ringmaster? Miro, once again, we see some maybe overcommitment from BB Team to try and claim a tower. The punish is there from Falcons not to get the kill, but another BKB forced out, and maybe a different kill. No save, does manage to skirt on by the Sprout.
A lot of Nightfall going on in this game, dare I say it.
Yeah.
These BKBs are not getting the fight impact you would want. I guess it's getting you some farm. You are stalling this game out. No BKB piercing disable for Falcons is really causing them some issue. I'm sure they're thinking about some way to get an early abyssal or something.
I mean, when you're this far up,
this is significant. I mean, this is one way to get the lanes out when you're not using Helmet Dominators.
How does BB Team keep ending up in this position? Because this was a squad that was known for their laning prowess. This is a squad that was known for getting the advantage in the first 10 minutes and 20 minutes, and then maybe somewhere in the mid-game they would sometimes fall apart or something like that. But now it seems like every single game they're playing, they're just getting run over in the first 25 as once again, Falcons will find their mark with their movements around the map. They're just catching BB Team every single time they smoke.
Oh, they're getting everything they want off these. Continuing to scale everybody up. Yeah, you're finding some rat action on the side lanes. You're BKB TPing out, but you're also wearing down your durations going into this late game, whereas Falcons have not committed BKBs yet. If they want to go for them later on, they're going to have a nice timing advantage with that. And we've yet to see Roche go down. It's another big piece of pushing high ground in this patch. Falcons yet to claim it if they want it.
Epicenter goes out. Surprise, Pure. He's going to be caught by that one. He gets off the rage, but it's so much damage he may not even survive. Gets off the infest. Inside save. They're going to bounce back. They go up to Sand King. BB Team.
Oh, what
a big play. BKB. Wait, no. Oh, okay. Still goes down. The Burrow Strike is not quite good enough. And that is a massive kill streak to get up. 896 gold for GPK and an extra 550 for the team.
I mean, this game may not have been pretty for BB Team, but they suddenly have the top net worth core. They claimed a huge streak. They lose
Amari
GPK.
Oh, instant response from GPK.
What was that?
A quick little stun. And Amar at half. Not so certain if he wants to keep going offensively anymore. Has to arena defensively. Still going to be Dragon Tail. And yeah, BB Team saying, well, they don't have the Sand King. Good little clap. No, it's not going to be good enough. They still found the Bushwhack to stop him. The Fiend's Grip on top of that one. What is Amar doing trying to fight without his buddy Malrine?
That was an incredibly sick stun from GPK.
That was
absolutely brilliant. Once more, he has been the rock of this team, having an incredible TI main stage performance. And now BB Team, they feel a little momentum.
Third kill.
They will take everything here. Maybe into Roshan. This game just flipped on its head.
What just happened? BB Team double their kills and get Roshan?
They're going to even out this lead completely.
They are.
One bad gank into turnaround potential from that infest on these tanky boys. They make the call to go back in. That's playing to win, right? You could just run away, lick your wounds, say, we got out, we survived. But they picked their point. They picked it well. They have a chance to turn this game.
Doesn't want to let anybody near the pit here. He's going to make sure they even get an extra kill out of this crit. He was trying to do something fancy. Some sort of whip, maybe jumping into the pit.
It's just going to be another death on the board. I mean, that's basically a team wipe outside of the Furion into Roche.
Yeah.
This Bane is rich now. Oh, Falcons, what have you done? It seems you are doomed to enter 60-minute games no matter what you do. This one might go the distance as well. And now you have a BKB on this Lifestealer. The debuff immunity that has been causing Falcons problems is about to get a lot worse. This Lifestealer pick is good for that reason. Now he has an insane duration to play with. I just don't think you can really itemize against it. You were itemizing a little defensively against some of the single target bursts with this ATF build. Mallory's just going for pure damage, but none of this damage is going to do a lot to all this debuff immunity and the tankiness of these heroes plus the infest.
Sure, they got to be prepared to play longer fights where you make the jump, rage goes off, and then a reset, and that's why he's going for refresher.
I mean, Skeeter has his work cut out ahead of him. Trying to man fight this lineup with a Furion is going to be really tough. It's just not a hero that's going to, again, buy items like that Abyssal and put it to work, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're supposed to be operating off of a net worth advantage, and they still are, but there's another 4 minutes left on the Aegis. Katomi. He doesn't go down quite as quick as he used to, but they will still find the kill with the trio. And Falcons not backing down when it comes to being aggressive either. Still pushing towers, though those are illusions. Snaking will help it out. And looking after Miro in the mid lane. BB Team,
if he wants to.
They do have this Lifestealer coming in. They can help him out. And he jukes him out entirely. Falcons completely whiff on that one. And the Dragon Tail stun does come in. GPK He blocks the own stun back with the BKB and ensures they can get this kill onto Amar. Amar trying to walk it off. Force step. It actually gets him pretty far. He got the Radiance burn though. And he throws away the Life Stealer, but it's not good enough. The Spirit Vessel will bring him down. Maureen, a massive hit in the back lines. He takes down the Hoodwink, does good damage to the Life Stealer, brings down Miro as well. Maureen, he went for all damage and it paid off in this fight.
Pure trying to stick around, doesn't TP out, wants to infest, maybe the turn.
He does still have it. Dragon Tail and a Fiend's Grip both being used. Can they save this Sand King? They will. An Ether Lens, a long-range whip, that'll bail him out for now and infest inside the Dragonite, knowing GPK should be able to get away. Zane jump back in onto Maureen. Maureen, yeah, he did have a heavily offensive build, but as soon as they can get a Dragon Tail stun on him with Pure next to him, he does blow up quick.
GPK is owning these fights. The fact he pre-BKBs to not get Lotus stun there counts for everything. You're able to kite this fight in and out. He has been a great infest target, and the tankiness of this lineup is showing. I think Falcons are punching a mirror right now. Like, they are playing up against the lineup that they would normally play, and BB team is abusing the strength of it, quite literally. And Falcons don't really know what to do. They're like, wait a minute, we're supposed to have the unkillable cores. We're supposed to be able to take the longer fight. They're getting worn through right now.
I love the fact that I think it was Robson who said, you know, like, you pick this sort of lineup, which is normally a Falcons lineup, and, well, they can show you how to beat it. Or maybe in this case, they're going to show that it's just unbeatable, and maybe you should just be playing 3 strength cores every game.
It absolutely happens. You can feel like you have a grasp on the meta. I mean, Falcons are going to play their style no matter what, and you can think it's unbeatable, and some team just plays what you do. They do it a little better, and you don't know what to do against it. It can be incredibly frustrating. We've seen it at TI before.
And this game that was one, 65-35 sort of matchup is now dead even.
And Falcons afraid to try and jump this Lifestealer on the lane. Not an easy jump, but they're going to have to smoke up and make something happen. Lincoln's freshly done for Amar. This is as good as it gets for him for a long time. But it looks like BB team's jump is a little scarier. Full nullifier on GPK. If he finds his mark here on a big core target, the fight is just over. Who's he looking for? Once Maureen, it's going to break on him. He blinks backwards up to the high ground. Amar, he can't do the same, nor can Snake King. They get him the box. He might be able to get up to the high ground. He's still a bit in trouble, though. Skater comes in from the side. They do manage to get the Fiend's Grip, but it's still Katome going down, and Save being caught inside that same arena. Both supports are dead, and a quick retreat from BB team. They pull the cord on this one. BKBs, TPs away, nightfall to a man. Smiley face coming through. I mean... What can you do? You don't have stuns for it. They can always just eject from the fight. That was a beautiful arena from Amar. He read that fight perfectly, hit in the tree line. No chance to jump him. I jump you. I killed both supports at the start. Take a lot of your control mechanism out. You can feel GPK's frustration with that angle, right? He wanted to jump past the Enchantress, but he didn't see anybody. He didn't know exactly where heroes were in that tree line. That's a very tough blind jump to make. He settles for the Enchantress, but immediately after you make that jump, you don't feel great about it. The box save comes through. You're on a bad target. Yet again, we've seen this before.
When is this going to be able to stop? Because these are not melee heroes that are going to build Basher.
I don't think it stops this game
soon. It's got to be entirely on Scythe, right?
I mean, maybe get an Abyssal on the Enchantress. I don't know. Get creative. Like,
yeah, you can do that.
None of these cores want to go that route. You pretty much just have to accept that that's the route this game is going. You didn't tempo it out and continue to scale in your own ways. Build your heroes up. Get the Hex on Amar. Get to Refresher territory. Refreshers can help you fight through this, right? If you survive through some of the early BKB duration, you come in with the second punch. That can be strong enough to bring these heroes down.
It's not going to feel great for Falcons knowing the game is going late, because I do favor BB team's lineup going late.
It's scary. These 3 cores together, they punch together and they punch hard. Looking for another aggressive go. No Roche to get off this play, but just feeling super strong on the map right now.
It's fine there on the ward. Putting the SNY hero on the front lines with that status resistance.
I mean, to me, it's crazy Falcons are still up 7K. Because it's felt like they haven't won a fight in a long time. I mean, they got the 2 supports top, they got another shard, but...
I think that will largely be the advantage that Falcons have going into late game, is their supports are scaling up much better. Not that they are better in the late game, but frankly, the start that they had, and, Enchantress is always pretty good at finding farm wherever she wants.
they will get more gold off the map. That's the difference right now, is the support difference. They can make the items work if they can contribute more damage in the fight or more saves. You get nags on the Ringmaster. That's his best scaling mechanism.
Sure.
Honestly, Ringmaster suffers a lot against T-Bell from Immunity.
Epicenter, find save, and after that kill on save, looking at Miro, and if they could just kite him around, get another BKB out of him, that's pretty good.
He'll take that. Some pressure on the map. Does leave ATF solo top.
I can't believe Amar is showing this deep after they just showed all 4 of their heroes down there. It's not like he has a BKB. He can't do the same. He can't just BKB TP out. I guess Lincoln's Lotus does protect you against a lot of the initiation of BB team.
He's confident in his defense against the Dragon Knight, as long as he can keep checks on where the Bane is or he has a good gut read of it. Somebody's got to get these lanes out. Another Wisdom Shrine steal. Have they gotten a single one this game?
Yeah, this is another reason why the Falcons supports are also scaling up more. They got to max out all their abilities so early onto the game, using those to farm up. I think surely the 7-minute one?
Yeah, they probably got the 7-minute,
But yeah, 14-21. I don't know about really 28, hurts. But 35 got taken. Though doesn't really make that much of a difference if you just end up losing certain team fights to BB team.
Oh,
you have all those levels, but it just gives them right back when BB team kills you.
Yeah, he'll TP out now. Looking at who's the highest level in this game. It's Pure out of everybody. Not who I would have guessed out of that laning phase, but he was almost level 25. Nice talent for him to pick up. This thing about Butterfly here. Not a conventional lifestealer item, but could be really interesting. Nice against the Furion in the man fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Abyssal is good for him as well. Falcons grouping up. Roche, guaranteed spawn here very shortly. Got to get the vision out. Got to control the pit. This is not an Aegis you want to give the BB team, given the way this game has gone. Especially Ag's done on the Dragon Knight. I mean, their cores are scaling like, got to control the pit. This is not an Aegis you want to give the BB team, given the way this game has gone. Especially Ag's done on the Dragon Knight. I mean, their cores are scaling like beasts, but you put an Aegis on the Lifestealer, this fight is going to feel real impossible. I think this is a must contest Roche.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing how they kill him one time between the Rage, BKB, Infest into another Rage. Give him an extra life, then that pretty much kills the only way the Falcons can kill that Lifestealer, which is through the initiation. But Amar does have that tool now, a Scythe of Ice, so they have a way to get through this Rage or get in front of it.
This smoke is slow from BB if they're trying to get here to contest. This Roche is just gone. Way too fast with the Daedalus Beast, but you put an Aegis on Mjolnir on the Furion. Hex done on the Mars, Refresher done on the Sand King. Falcons, they're hitting a really big power spike right now, and they got a Roche for free in this game.
What, was this an intentional, like, BB team had to have known this was a possibility, did they?
Yeah, it was a guaranteed spawn time. They just gave it up. They rather play for their item timings. They say the Aegis doesn't matter. This isn't that third Roche with potential shard or any kind of nonsense like that.
Yeah, and the butterfly timing that the Lifestealer just picked up is massive alongside level 25, so an extra second of rage duration as if the BKB wasn't good enough.
He's just so high level. You have Black Dragon available as well. This next fight is very tough for both teams to get through these cores. There's just so much tankiness. A lot depends on the initiation. ATF with the Hex Arena. And if you're BB all on GPK, getting in there, starting the fight off, your Bushwhack and Grip can do some work once the fight develops, but they're not likely starting it off. This Dragon Knight has to play Fearless right now. And you have to keep crit in check. That escape act can absolutely ruin you.
And BB team, they'll take that bait. They will quickly kill him. There goes the epicenter. They go straight to the back line, trying to cancel the support. They only got Katomi. They did not get save in that. Amar does manage to get the spear onto Pure, and GPK is beginning to be kited. Now, he still has that Black Dragon. He can walk over these cliffs, but Malrine is caught him with a Burrow Strike. GPK has to respond with his own BKB. Pure out with the Rage, and they'll all retreat here. It did have to buy back on both the 5 positions. This fight was just too crucial.
A true mirror match in all things here. Even the fight's completely even. That was an impressive amount of kiting going into that Dragon Knight in the river. He just kept getting hit by daggers and vessels. From crit, you just can't move. Pretty brutal.
Was pretty nasty.
I guess with the early nullifier, they can kind of ignore crit's positioning if they find a good core target. This box will not save you from the dispel. So in some ways, you can leave him a little unchecked, but if the fight goes long, he's going to be an issue.
Yep.
Still, it's an even fight while Falcons have this Aegis. If you're a BB team, you're probably okay with that outcome. You wanted more out of that if you were Falcons. You know how strong Skeeter is right now with the 2 lives. Just hit 25 as well. He has the removed teleport.
Yeah, 2 lives and soon to be a Satanic. So,
that
in a way, third
interesting
life.
TP from ATF. He left
It's going to find him.
Yeah, they did not expect this move coming through, or if they did, they were trying to get out last minute. I think ATF was looking for the split push setup bottom, but BBT making a very different call. So retake some of that Roshan area, but of course, I mean, Roche has already been claimed. Still 2 minutes on the clock for Skeeter here. They want to try and force the fight with the Aegis, and they're going to do that. They get scanned.
Amar goes for it. Side device on the bristleback. Lands the spear. Maureen with the epicenter. All in on this bristleback. He actually went to the back line. His JPK with his burrow. Now he's been Fiend's Grip, but that's fine. He got off the BKB. No, pulled it in by Bushwhack, and they managed to burst him down.
What is that damage?
What is that damage between Pure and GPK? They just ripped through him, and now Skeeter is fighting this fight without his other 2 cores. They're trying to get him back to the base on this first life, but pulled back in by Save. That's life number 1. Do they have anything to buy back on the side of Falcons? Skeeter, second life, BKB, he goes out, pushing away Pure, and he's going to try and teleport away, and he will be fine to do so, but what about his base?
I mean, you're not TPing far. BB team win a fight right outside their base with a Black Dragon. They are going to go to town, and the all chat swiftly return here. Just throw
they're going straight to the tier 4s.
They only
Pure
know one direction.
Call.
Forwards into the enemy throne.
They'll get one buyback out of him. But Falcons, they've got nothing left in the tank. They didn't see this coming. The tier 4 shredded, the throne completely exposed, and there is nothing Falcons can do to stop it. Maybe they delay it with a little bit of Sprout nonsense. They tried for the Bro Shrine.
Play his signature hero. The Huskar Masters have arrived at TI. How much damage is he going to do? It's not a question of will he do damage. It's a question of how much. This is going to be a very difficult laning phase for Pure to get through, and then he has a long road of recovery. Or is he's against a Sven who might have a lot better time and stacks to go back to, and the all chat is just raining in.
Oh yeah, Amar starts it by saying he's going to end the game by 20 minutes. Pure saying that Amar can only play cheese heroes. He's not good enough to play real heroes, apparently. It's quite the back and forth, and I'm sure we'll see more of it as the game progresses. But I cannot believe that coach interview. I thought, okay, Falcons are insane. Why are they giving GPK his puck? And then when they picked the Huskar, I was like, oh, okay, it all comes according to plan. The Huskar will be able to provide an answer to the puck after the laning phase. But apparently that wasn't even the idea at all. Amar just went rogue.
You can't stop him doing what he wants.
I guess
if
not.
If we've learned anything, that is the reality. I do kind of agree with AUI's assessment. Like, most of the cores, as Save will go down to snaking quick first, but most of the cores that Falcons have in their arsenal are innately good against puck. It's a lot of beefy heroes, a lot of heroes with stun and disable, a lot of initiators, right? You think of Skeeter's hero pool. It's all these carries that go in, stun, lock heroes down, give you some utility on top of the damage. These kind of lineups can be really difficult for Puck to play into because he has a trouble bursting them.
Yeah.
He's constantly getting jumped. I agree with that assessment, but it is a scary hero-player combination to give away. He has absolutely salvaged some horrendous early games on this hero.
Yeah, he certainly has. I think Maureen's hero pool as well, right? I mean, hit the 3 heroes that come to mind right now for him. Beastmaster, Sand King, Earthshaker, all great answers against the Puck.
Seeing this laning phase already heat up for Falcons, they absolutely want to push this to a game 3. They are hungry to get that game 3.
They may have gone even in series against BB Team this year, but last year, At TI, Falcons were the ones to eliminate BB Team from the International. Now, this is not an elimination match. We're here in the upper bracket, but revenge
Pure,
is still on the table for
Pure
BB.
was the one to eliminate them.
That's
Do
true.
not forget that detail. So there is definitely some year-long revenge on the table here. He is working his way towards Helm. These early waves have not been pretty. Burning spears, nothing you can do about it on this hero, and no mana to burn. Very little defensive potential, no offensive potential. It's not even skill in it. Just get your Helm up and try and evacuate this lane before the real damage is done. Rely on your other two cores to pick up the early game. I did agree with the panel. Like, there was a tri-lane potential. You tri-lane Huskar, it's really rough for him. The hero needs experience. He doesn't function that well in the 3-on-3 fights. I think that was an option. BB teams say, no, it's fine. Like, we have played a lot of games where Pure's laning phase is really difficult. We believe that. I mean, they have a lot of experience here, right?
I mean, there's difficult, and then there's flat out impossible. What is going on? Pure is going to gank the Sven with a Bushwhack Blood Grenade. They slow him down, and they will get that kill. And now they might get sinking as well. No, too many heals, and Pure's going to die for it. Wait, one more hit for the tower, and he falls. Was it worth it, Pure?
Thou art dead.
Kind of. He couldn't buy out the Helm. He's very close to it. He just cannot lane bottom anymore. You have to do something around the map. I like the creativity. If you can soak XP down here with Kataomi, I mean, this is what you're going to have to do in this game. It is an unlaneable lane. The Equilibrium got pulled back very quickly. Crit knows how to play these kind of lanes super well. He's going to block the camps. You're not going to get pulls off. You're not going to be able to reset it. And ATF, he will hold this here forever. And now you're mid, looking for, you know, you're just looking.
He's looking.
What's up?
He is looking for sure.
I'm sure
not finding it.
You know, this is like what happens in pubs. This is where GPK is like, bro, get out of my lane, man. You're stealing my experience.
He's hitting neutrals as a level 3 Animage. I mean, if Pure makes a comeback from this, it's an all-timer for sure.
This is not fast. Not fast at all. Well, GPK, you got your signature hero. Let's see what you can do this game. It's going to be a carry job for the ages if you can pull it off. Is this where you just lie, you know? It's like, you know, if you're GPK mid, hey guys, how's bottom lane going? It's going great, man. Yeah, we're owning. We're getting solo XP. Amar suffering.
Yeah, Kataomi's like, I'm doing great on levels. That's going really well.
He's getting a little leech down here.
Yeah.
Let's just not look down here for a while. You know, that lane's over. AM's into the jungle. We've all been there in our pubs. Just 5 reports on him. Focus on the mid lane.
And hope GPK can carry BB Team through the mid game once again. Crit, I was going to say, he's the one who's kind of freed up in this game. He can run around and do what he wants, and that's extra disgusting because if he ever runs into the AM, it gets a disruption on him. Animage does not like facing his own illusions.
Crit has the most freedom here. Sometimes you have too much freedom. It can kind of be hard to decide what to do when your lane's just empty very early. You can try and harass the support out. You can go for stacking here as well. They have an incredible stack clearing lineup. Shadow Demon, one of the best in the game. Ideally, you give solo XP to Amar.
Ooh, Amar, half a second too late to stop the Lotus from being grabbed. That seems like an unforced error there. Blood Grenade going to be used on Miro. They are
not getting him. And
that was optimistic, but maybe they still catch him. Burrow Strike and the stun. Okay, chaining up the disables a little bit. Not great. Miro will be able to walk away from this.
Too much damage. Gotta respect the Quill Sprays coming out here, even with some Sven armor. Way too much to commit on to. Failed rotation from Malrine. ETP top for that. Does have the regen rune, so these moves are not costing him too much in terms of resources, but time for GPK to farm. Puck top net worth out of the laning phase. Despite Huskar having an empty lane, this Puck is up there with him.
Kataomi, a Hail Mary, hoping that he will be able to glimpse the support off this Wisdom Shrine and take it for himself, but he is sadly going to find that he is being sandwiched in this situation. Teleport away though, smart, so he will not be ultimately punished, but that does leave Pure alone in this situation. Teleport away though, smart, so he will not be ultimately punished, but that does leave Pure alone in lane, which he was already in lane, which he was already kind of alone.
I mean, he TP'd down
in lane.
He TP'd down here just to get the 1 CS before the Huskar came back. And that is all he's going to get because he's about to get ganked.
No, he's been burrow struck, and now he's going to be silenced, and the spears will finish him off. That Helmet Dominator, it may have unlocked Animage as a hero, but what happens if the Helmet Dom is just far too late?
He needs to find 1,000 gold somewhere, and that is going to be a difficult 1,000 gold to find. This bottom tower is just going to go down here. No one can come and defend this. And it's also the inner fire silencing you now, right? Really nice interaction against this AM for a lot of the early game. It's one of those matchups where losing that disarm doesn't hurt you too much if you can continue to hunt him and just build an insurmountable lead. This Huskar is off to the exact start Falcons want.
And that's why it's also going to be a good answer to the puck going into the mid-game.
Right. Nice rune snag. Yeah, it's going to be great against the puck. I mean, honestly, not even bad against the bristle. This might be a lineup you'd rather have the silence than the disarm for a lot of this game.
Yeah, they were talking about Legion Commander being a great answer to the AM and also an answer to the Bristleback. You have the duel. You can force the Bristleback to look a certain direction. That's an opportunity the Huskar has later on to the game when he builds an axe.
I think the Huskar is giving you everything the Legion gave, plus an absolutely free lane. Whereas the Legion, you could have played that lane with the AM. You would have lost it, but you could have gotten more XP. You would have gotten to your helm off the lane. The Huskar just prevents that entirely. It gives you a 3-on-2 in terms of the core battle here. A lot of stacks coming out from the Hoodwink. Maybe they can give him the Pure, you know?
Yeah, win. 30 minutes from now?
Just keep stacking them up, you know? He's getting beat up by these Marsh Mages, man. Good news for him is his tower dive. Normally not good news, but very good news for him because now he'll at least be able to grab some CS under this tier 2. Little harder to push him out of that area.
I'm sure not for lack of trying, though. Amar, I'm sure he's going to be quite aggressive. Level 7 Huskar, totally free farming. 4,400 net worth. An armlet done. Tier 1 already taken. Guess the question is, when you succeed this heavily in the laning phase, like I sometimes feel a little lost after I take the tower. Like, what do I do here now?
It can be awkward because the game progressed faster than you're used to it normally progressing. You don't really interact with heroes in the same way. You almost wish they would have stayed on lane longer so you could have killed them a couple more times or whatever. You know, the stacks might not be back. No, you are on fire. That is what the tooltip says.
That's very helpful. Very helpful. I mean, fire is kind of self-explanatory. You should know what comes with that.
Getting XP on the Hoodwink, GPK continue to just sit mid. It's going to be about this mid tower to me. Like, that's the next pressure point for Falcons, particularly with this Enchantress. They're currently swarming it. This is a tower you want to defend in this game if you're a PB team because it's going to hold the map together. You lose this, your AM is just going to have nowhere to go in the long run. But your outspam is really limited right now, and nobody was set up here ready yet.
Yeah.
Amar's definitely... They're going to keep this catapult alive. This is good, efficient damage. What's the response?
The roaming anti-mage. That'll be the response. GPK does actually sneak in and teleport here, but he does not go for Snake King, who is already level 6. So they can't even attack him, really. You one hit in. There goes the Epicenter Burrow Strike. And Pure almost dies to that much. And Orb goes out and does a good amount of damage with a double bushwhack. And the ult from Save, he got his level 6. He was left alone in lane, and what a turn! A jump-in silence from Amar catches GPK. It's not entirely free for BB team, who cannot fight back against this Amar Huskar.
That's a massive win, though. You defended the tower, you got Pure involved. He got so much off that fight just in terms of experience and gold. And you brought down the Sand King. A huge win. He's the big tempo setter for Falcons here, besides the Huskar taking objectives. It's Helm done for the AM. I mean, that was probably the lowest impact Mana Void I've ever seen in my life, but it got the job done.
Yeah, he did get there. And right now, what an amazing amount of space the support Animage is creating. Got himself a Lotus.
Also, like, he went in that fight, instantly helmed the Enchantress creep, insta-died to Sandstorm, plus 100 straight to them all. Wasn't the greatest usage. I mean, his early games have just been rough, man. I feel for him. Like, he has been targeted. He has been last pick, counter-picked. It's not a skill issue. It's just you're put in rough positions.
You know, I think my favorite part about this situation, there is somebody out there who's 3K MMR who is an expert on this exact situation as Animage.
Oh, there
goes Staking.
Somebody out there has hundreds of games on this.
They're like, what is this guy doing? His map movement is terrible. terrible. This is not how you're supposed to play jungle Andy Mage.
I mean, that was the expert they should have consulted in preparation for this game.
It's true.
Another Dom creep kill. Adding up here. The lead is building. The thing is, it doesn't look too bad right now, but I mean, it does look bad, but it doesn't look as bad as it will soon if this Sven gets away with what he wants to do for free.
Yeah, they keep on finding kills thanks to largely GPK and the supports. Another Mana Void attempted, but now he's going to be silenced off of the disruption. A lot of damage comes in. He will burn out again.
Nice patience from Crit. Gets that counterspell out of him, throw out the disruption, set that easy kill up. No Mana Void to come.
They're going to try and break him. Huskar bursted down. Amar thinks that he is untouchable, and he may be true in the one-on-one against Pure. But now he's drug Crit into a bad situation as well. Looks like they will both fall to the GPK puck.
You gave this man his signature hero. It's gonna do work. Malrine trying to counteract the play.
Do manage to get the epicenter right on top of GPK. This is gonna be a decent amount of damage. Bushwhack pulls him away, and GPK with the coil and an orb will be able to escape. Snaking is here on the other side. GPK does have enough mana for TP out. Oh. No! Malrine catches him right on the tail end of it. What a hit from Malrine. And now to run down Save as well, who's going to stick himself in the trees, but that Scurry, it'll only last so long, and the Sandstorm surrounds him.
Oh, what a sequence from Malrine. Turns that fight around completely, puts this amp damage and Blink Dagger to use. The push will come from the AM, but not enough to secure this tower.
He's got a haste rune. He's got mobility for days to relocate around the map. At least Miro's getting some time to hit the tower as well, so there was a decent amount of space on both mid and top. Damage being done.
They're just farming so much across all three cores, whereas this BB lineup is a bit gimped. I think their scale is also going to be a lot slower to come online. Like, you need to go really late for this AM puck to get in a position where you're battling these three cores.
Sure.
The script is not the same as it was game one. You didn't mirror Falcons' lineup. You don't have that innate tankiness to fall back on. This game can accelerate a lot faster for Falcons, particularly if the Huskar starts going through the Roshans and pushing high ground. That's when you're going to be in big trouble here. Need to keep ratting this game as much as possible.
Glimpse back, keeping the Shadow Demon out of that range to catch the heroes, as Malrine was right behind him looking for a kill.
I mean, this is good action for BB if they don't lose anybody off these plays. Make Falcons run around, don't give up kills, continue to find a little farm here or there, get the lanes out. The Bristle's going to shove in mid, the Puck's going to shove in bottom. That's effectively a failed gank move for Falcons. I mean, we saw how much work BB did in that game one in terms of playing from behind. This is not a bad team at playing from behind.
Oh, Malrine. There was an opportunity there. The Animage had already used his counterspell. And Pure is just dragging him around the map. It feels like Falcons is chasing too much at this point in time.
It does feel like that a little bit. They just want to shut the AM down so much, they're committing a lot of resources for it, but there's easier kills to snag here.
Malrine will hold the tower. Amar has made the call. He doesn't want to be the man to do it. His BKB is flying out now. Did not want to risk getting picked off before that is in his hands. Now that it's here, I would imagine some of Falcons would love to be able to take a fight, but initiation is a little bit awkward unless Malrine is the one to do it. If Malrine is trying to clean up lanes, they don't really have anybody to start it.
Sand King shows, you know where the catch is. That's the big issue right now. He is pushing towards the Ags. At that point, you can easily force a fight. You can also just put this Huskar into the Roche pit and let him clean it up. Dare BB to contest you.
I was a little bit surprised that Amar didn't go like the Glimmer Cape or the Blink Dagger build that we've seen some of these Huskars go for.
Could have been interesting. A lot more aggressive early. This is going to scale a lot harder and give you the Roche confidence to just solo it up.
Crit will be found by the smoke through the gate. Was unaware of the situation because he had that ward on the Tormentor area. Still though, Falcons will still look for that fight. Trying to get a silence on him. Burrow Strike. Now the silence attempt, and they got him. The puck is going to be controlled, and despite the bushwhack, can they take away at least Amar's life? Not quite. They are super clumped, but no punish from the BB team.
Nah, just nothing you could do to capitalize on that. No good Mana Void target. And that'll be Amar going into the pit. He came to this part of the map for Roshan with this BKB timing. He will leave the part of this map with Roshan, do or die.
Yeah, this is the part where Falcons may start really escalating that network difference, right? You take
100%.
this Roshan, Amar sticks up here, he starts taking some of your Ancients, he takes the Tormentor. It's going to grow and grow unless BB Team can find a way around it. Certainly not going to be through contesting this Roshan. It's got to be through ratting out the map, which BB Team have shown they've been able to do time and time again, particularly Pure on some of these more annoying carries.
It's going to be a tough game. Malrine looking for the setup.
Pure, does he know what's happening? He does not. Burrow Strike hits him. Demonic Purge as well. He will attempt to teleport out. The Demonic Purge, though, it kills him inside of the fountain.
That was so close.
That extra bit of epicenter damage that found him as he was teleporting away, I think, spelled his demise.
Yeah, he got hit by Searing Signet off the Shadow Demon plus level 3 Disseminate. Little bit of extra damage boost to help you push through that.
True.
Nice pickup from them. I mean, every time you take AM out of this game, you gain another 5, maybe even more minutes that you're going to have to push that high ground. Second Roshan, that window's going to be a lot better for you.
Sure. And then, it's even worse because then you still have the problem of Sven versus Animage, which, is still a matchup that Sven can take to the lake.
Oh, yeah. Skeeter can just take this 1v1. No problem if you get super far. And great Silver Edge Fire. Sometimes surprise stun that AM if the counterspell's thrown out early. Huge burst damage, huge physical burst.
Miro trying to draw attention, but he's going to draw perhaps too much attention as both Amar and Skeeter double down on him and will take away that tower kill they were hoping for denied.
This feels like game one. Falcons taking an early lead off of a lane victory. This time they did it with a little extra cheese.
So in that case, do you think BB Team is just as capable of making a comeback as they were in game one, or are they in a worse position? Got the bushwhack and a lot of burst. Skeeter,
huge kill if they can get it.
Static Storm, they just need a bit more. They're going to dance around him a little bit, but look at the heal coming out from Snaking. It's keeping Skeeter alive, and if they miss certain things like that orb, it's not going to go well. They actually go back into it. Now that Amar's here, Skeeter goes after the kill on Nakatomi. They claim that, and an extra one. Crit in from behind, gets the disruption, and the Demonic Purge on save to end his life. 7-13, an 8,000 net worth lead now for Falcons.
This game is not going to be as easy to rat for one big reason. You can't BKB TP out. Like, your heroes are just not going to get it online super early. I mean, you can, theoretically. They have no BKB Pierce, but you're not going to build it early on AM. You don't have the Lifestealer Rage that's going to let you rat around super early, right? You're not going to get it super early on the Bristleback here. Puck's not going to want to buy it this game. So you can't play as confidently super deep in the lanes. The Helmet Dominator is going to have to give you the same type of action here. That's what Pure's trying to replicate, but it does make it a lot more difficult. Falcons should be able to find more here. They can play on BB's side of the map and constrict the lanes. Particularly with how strong this Huskar is. He's just going to be able to push lanes in and show. You have the Hoodwink Sharpshooter for some burst damage to try and bring him down, but these heroes are tanky. And we saw how much the two supports as well. They're both saving supports. The Enchantress can run in and tank the sharp shot. She can heal the target you're trying to burst, as we saw there. You have a disruption to play around this game as well. And I think Falcons are going to feel a lot more confident scaling in this game with Shadow Demon versus the Ringmaster. Just a way better hero at that 50-60 minute mark.
I think also the how strong the Bristleback is going to come into question when you're matched up against double Dispels, right? You've got the Demonic Cleanse and you've got the Cauterize, thanks to the facet on the Huskar. Yep. So the goo is just not really going to be too impactful against the Huskar most of the time. Run into the Enchantress. Again, the Hoodwink.
Yeah, I've seen this one before.
Yeah, but they do get it because Falcons, they're not going to back up from the map position that they're in right now. They want to stay on the Radiant side of the map. They're going to take these tier 2s. They do not want to go back and try and bail out their 5 position.
If I'm Falcons, I don't want to turn this game into trying to catch the AM. I want to turn it into we buy Pipe and go high ground behind this Huskar with Pipe, Solar Crest, something like this. Buff him up, give him a little extra sustain for the burst, and just force BB to respond to you time and time again. That's the type of gameplay that's going to feel great if you can get there.
I was going to ask you who was going to go the Pipe, but then I see it. Snaking is so farmed. He's got Solar Crest, Drums of Endurance, and is working towards that Pipe.
This is the power of Enchantress. Spells, not always that impactful in the Pipe compared to a lot of other 5s, like a Phoenix or something, but you get to farm so much more. You can contribute a lot of utility. And this can be something that helps you go high ground early in this game. way before Pure is ready to take that engagement.
Pure he's getting there. He's got the Battle Fury. He's working his way towards his Manta. Once he gets to the Manta, you've got full rad action. I mean, even more disgusting than traditional Animages because he's going to be ratting with both his hero and his illusions and his Helmet Dom creep. But Mana Void on the creep! Goodbye!
That feels real good if you are Falcons right now. That feels so good. Skeeter has a full BKB, by the way. He is mega farmed. Level 18 off that kill. Level 3 God Strength already available. You're looking at level 13 AM. The problem with the Dom ratting is you miss a lot of the experience. You get extra gold, but you're not getting XP there.
Sure. There's that disruption. They still will be able to land the shot on the Huskar. The BKB, Demonic Cleanse, they've got a lot of options. Just beautiful Burrow Strike with the epicenter on top of it. There is no chance.
Where's
of
the all
BB
chat?
team.
Yeah,
Where's the all chat? Where's the tips is what Malrine is asking.
This is going to be a very fast game by the looks of it. Falcons, they got him in the draft. They got him with the last pick. They said you ratted us at game 1, but never again. They're just going to force the issue. It's Huskar completely out of control. He has heals behind him. He has saves behind him. You just don't have the time.
And Amar the Friendly, he might be a tad bit tardy, but he did promise a 20-minute victory. 24 minutes in, and it feels like it may already be over.
I don't think you can ever come back to these base defenses of Pure either. Unless they completely overextend into your tier 4s or something. Like, you just don't have good Mana Void targets. It's really only the Sand King that you can turn around, and that's 870 mana right now. This is not Leshrac. It's not Storm Spirit.
Yep. Well, we'll see what he can do.
Another quick smoke from Falcons. Just looking to jump the Sven in. He'll take anybody here.
They've got to try. Go after the Bristleback. Bristleback does get jumped, but oh, wait, maybe. They got the coil on him. Any more damage? Anybody? Anything? Nothing. Cauterize heals him up. A disruption goes out. BB team was close. They really were. But it slips through their fingers. And now that high ground push is coming. Falcons, they don't need to wait for an Aegis. They can kill you without any of all that.
You just don't have damage. You can land all your spells perfectly. It's not going to matter. You maybe bring down one hero if you're lucky.
And Pierre's hitting the tier 3 like he's really a threat, but he doesn't have the damage to actually hit buildings yet.
This pick just completely backfired with the last pick counter pick. That's why that slot is so hard, because you have to pick a carry blind there. You're worried about all of the laning heroes that ATF has that can ruin your day. You will always find one. It's really difficult to find a carry.
I did like GPK just rushing straight to the Parasma here. It's the only chance that they have to be able to burst down the Huskar, right? Like, he gets that hit on him, amping up some of this damage, the Hoodwink with the Boomerang and everything else. They really have come close sometimes. Not that they would, I feel like it would change the game too much, but...
that's the issue. You could go in a fight, you bring this Huskar down, you still might lose the fight.
Yeah.
That's the scary part here. All that execution can count for nothing. You have to go for that route, though. I'm not even sure he can afford to go something like Aeon Deskir that he's looking at. I think you have to just go full damage, full throttle, try and go for that kill. Pray that's enough. Full Daedalus now online for Skeeter. He is looking to double up his opponent's net worth in this carry matchup if he can get there. And level 20 as well. Very nice timings for him. You're looking at second Roshan, guaranteed spawn in the minute here. You get that, you go high ground again. This game is just over.
Might be over even sooner if they stop what is one of the only high ground defenders that they have. Miro, he's spotted. He activates the blade mail. Mars gonna wait out the blade mail, but Skeeter, he doesn't need to wait so much. And they've got him controlled. He's just gonna put himself in a corner, beg for his life. But Falcons give you no mercy. Nice. Disruption there. Oh, it's a close call.
I mean, Skeeter blocked the shot anyway.
Oh, he did.
Falcons on point. Maybe he's still looking for something.
They don't want to let these supports just take the outpost like this, but you can't jump. And Skater has already jumped you, Kantomi. Second one down from BB team. Back to the Roshan pit they go.
I just don't know where the damage is going to come from. Has to be third item on Pure, something else on this Bristleback so he can survive. I mean, this Roche is just gone. No way to contest this. Rat bottom lane. Creep has done a pretty good job continually pushing it in, forcing somebody back.
Yeah.
Plus 100.
Tower's not really in danger of falling anytime soon, but he can draw their eye. I feel like you have to go for this.
Yeah, they might just try and contest it. It's a really tough contest, but you give up Aegis here, it might just be the game anyway. Falcons have the read.
BB team, their last stand. It's going to be on the offense. Boomerang goes out. Amar, he's already gone out the BKB, so it's too late to get that kill. Miro, he'll run after the supports as best he can, but Skeeter is making short work of him with all that extra damage. 3 down on the side of BB team. This is truly a hopeless game for them.
Yeah, this one looks like it's just in the books. I mean, you tried to go for this crazy play, you didn't get the angle. Falcons were ready for it. You jump the AM in, hoping you find an isolated Shadow Demon. Guess what? The whole team's there. There's the Enchantress pipe. This will break the high ground completely. The only question is, will there be any more all chat in this game too?
I think that's what we're all waiting for, bated breath here. Because I think we all know the outcome that's coming. A 5-man push from Falcons with 4.5 minutes on the Aegis. Yeah, the pipe. Hard enough to get through that as is, considering BB team's entire focus right now is this magic burst. And the Anti-Mage, he's just not ready.
The one point of hopium here.
Okay.
You do have Kataomi rushing Ags on Disruptor, and he will get it here.
Okay.
He has just absolutely gunned for it. Always a powerful item. I don't know if you have damage to bring the heroes down under it, but Falcons might confidently group into it because they've done it time and time again, and they've just shrugged it off. Might not expect this Ags to come out in this game, given how one-sided it is.
Yeah, there's a real chance if, like, the Enchantress gets caught inside of it so you don't get the pipe off.
Yeah, the issue is you have Shadow Demon, you can always bail a hero out under it anyway.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe you land a 4 or 5-man here.
I mean, Falcons,
BK.
He hit a 4-man Static Storm earlier. Falcons have not been shy about clumping up. If they could burst down the Enchantress at the start, that would be beautiful. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work. And now Miro, now the Epicenter goes out. There goes that Static Storm, and the BKB is already activated by Skeeter. It's not good enough. It would never be good enough. Falcons, they'll stay healthy. They'll stay up as 5. They will not lose a man as they push into the high ground to end Game 2.
Malrine asked for the tip. Gameplay in a series compared to draft, and they're going to try and fix the laning issues by just building a draft that cannot lose that safe lane. That was the biggest pressure point teams have exploited. That was the biggest pressure point in that game too. They got that last pick in the draft, so they were not counter cheese picked. That's a big component of it. But Warlock DK, I mean, if you can't farm the lane with Warlock DK, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that's true. Now looking at it that way, they really did put a heavy emphasis in making sure that Pure actually got to play Dota in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, he will be able to lane. He will probably have more CS at the 3-minute mark than he had at the 6 or 7 last game.
Yeah.
And this DK was a very successful hero for them in that game 1. It gives you a lot of scale. It can be a tough hero for Falcons to just power through because it has some extra sustain, armor, scalability in the late game fight. I think it can be a pretty nice matchup against the Mars as well. Some cool things going for the BB in this draft, particularly if they can get the bonds and the Empower online. I mean, their team fight is insane with Warlock Magnus as this game goes later, and they have a lot of BKB Pierce, which has been a factor in this series. That said, Falcons also made sure they had some. They do not want to get BKB TP'd out ever again in their lives, I think.
What about the Pango itself? A hero that has been nerfed so many times and yet still comes back for TI. GPK, is he happy about the matchup they ended up against? I mean, the Beastmaster obviously has the counter to the Rolling Thunder later on, but Matt, like laning phase-wise, it's actually pretty good for Pango, right?
Oh, he's chilling here. Especially if you can get some of those power runes. If you can ever invade and steal stacks away from the Beastmaster, you come online a little faster. The mid beast can be slow. If he loses lane, if he loses some stacks, he can fall into that I'm trying to farm for that big item for a long time. GPK can drive the pace of this game. He's had a really good series so far. I think even in that puck game, he played it well. That was just a hopeless game too.
Yeah,
and here he's
sure.
starting off really well in lane. 15-6, leading that CS chart. Really nice start for him. And on the flip side, Skeeter up there on that troll. Not having the best early time despite having the Chen. Having issues CSing against the super high base damage on this Magnus.
Do you think that over time the Troll wins this because of the impact of the Chen? Like he's just going to start burning through all this mana? Like eventually you're just going to chip him down, right?
They've already used a lot of resources on the Troll, but he gets Lotus, so this is actually a big win. He got all CS under the tower into the Lotus. This will refill the mana pool for those axes, continue winning this lane. Try and delay the Magnus Helm as long as you can, because once that's up, these heroes become way harder to kick out a lane. Nice bonds on this bottom lane for the Mars, as Save also taking some harassment. These lanes are heating up. I mean, there's going to be a kill here soon, because nobody wants to abandon these lanes as you try and race towards the Helms. Don't want to be giving up free CS, and at the same time, there's a lot of harassment coming through.
First blood is still on the table.
This mana burn is just insane. I don't know what you're supposed to do against it if you're Miro. Just get wand charges and spam for some range creeps, but this lane is getting really difficult. Strong start, impossible lane to win over the long run.
Oh, Cookie back, and the spear into the tower, not quite good enough. They do have the God's Rebuke to push him back under the tower, and even a Blood Grenade to try and slow him down, but Amar taking too much damage, and they didn't have the burst anyway. If it was just a little bit longer, they would have had the pin, and maybe that would have served to be enough damage, but as it stands, the sustain on this lane, it's pretty overwhelmed.
I mean, again, they built this lane to say, I don't care what you do, I'm not going to have a bad laning phase, and this DK will be guaranteed a good laning phase here. Bonds is super good against Mars. It's just painful to fight through. So this will be an even laning phase for once in this series, by the looks of it. And if you're a BB fan, that's got to be a nice sight to see.
What are the adjustments that you think Falcons made in turn?
I mean, let's be real. This team doesn't really adjust, right? They just play their game. They're gonna pick their heroes.
Yeah.
They're gonna do what they've done for 2 or 3 years now. You know what's coming. It's just a matter of can you out execute them in the team fights? Can you outscale them? And can you survive the laning phase? I mean, there's not a single hero in this draft that anybody is surprised to see Falcons playing.
Yeah, I actually think the only everybody is playing one of their quintessential heroes except for maybe Crit. I don't really think of him as Snapfire. Obviously, he's played it a fair amount, but
He's super comfortable on any of these 4-position range playmakers.
I mean, if you're planning on picking Mars, obviously this is one of the best combos you can get your hands on, right? Cookie into a spear back like they tried earlier, but then obviously when you get 6, that is also a death trap. Get the arena with the kisses going. It's a team fight victory early on, guaranteed.
Nice bombardment threat against the Pangolier. If you go in and stun this Pangolier, suddenly these kisses start coming through. He might not have time to get the Rolling Thunder out. You might not have time to bail him out with your turnaround in the Golem or the RP. I think that's the big threat it provides this game. A lot of extra magic damage to bring the Pango or the DK down early before they get too beefy.
Once again, Amar, he has to spear defensively. As many bracers as he builds up, he simply does not have the HP regen to deal with all this harassment.
And first power rune goes GPK's way. Maybe not the rune he wanted, but he'll snag it up here, and he's still top of that CS chart by a couple denies here.
Does feel like Falcons have given GPK a lot of runes in this series.
It's just not their biggest priority, right? They're more of a stack, farm-oriented team than a get early power runes and make aggressive plays with them team. It's a stylistic choice. It will give GPK a little more freedom, but then it's up to BB team to use that to build an advantage. Not always the easiest against this team that's very disciplined and doesn't provide a lot of openings. They maintain their resources well, they keep high HP pools, they TP and react very quickly. Something like going for a dive play under a tower to kill a troll with a power rune or something can easily go against you. Just want to get that diffusal up and start skirmishing. That's your game plan here.
Well, while BB team are clearing out some stacks, it leaves the troll alone in lane, which the Chen is happy with. Staking's just been able to play farming jungle.
Build your own Dominator.
That's true.
We're seeing the Chen and Enchantress come back for a reason. This creep shove has been super important this TI. At least this is the honest form of it.
That is true. Now, Crit's play here. This seems a bit of a stretch. If he can get the cookie onto the troll and he slows down the hoodwink, then maybe, but...
I mean, this tells you how strong that safe lane is for BB, that Crit doesn't feel like he can exert any pressure down there with a Snapfire Mars. That he feels the better play is to go up top with this catapult and the Chen timing.
But GPK he has wanted to rotate up to this top lane already once, and now he finds some time to make that rotation come through. The cookie trying to push away from the Rolling Thunder. Skeeter tries to skirt the edges, gets the other side of the cliff. It gets him away from the Rolling Thunder, but still, Save and Mira will pursue. Blood Grenade to try and slow down Miro. Good swashbuckle hit, and they've got it. First blood goes the way of BB team.
Costs them a lot of resources, but they get it. They defend the push. Nice little defensive maneuver for them. You give up an amp damage to Malrine. That was kind of the downside of pushing GPK up there and forcing the reaction, but he's got to be happy about a troll kill this early on. That was an aggressive push from Falcons. Felt like they didn't think there was a lot of places to attack on the map. That was their best choice, but it still felt a little forced that early on.
Especially if Malrine isn't matching the rotation of the Pango. Malrine invested in taking the power rune, which he does get it. It's an amp damage, but it came at a certain cost.
I think there's definitely some mid players that might have tried to rotate up there and play for that, even with the Beast, but it's just not Falcon style with this hero on the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the point of the Beastmaster? You're just supposed to match the Pangolier. Every single time he tries to get a Rolling Thunder, you just meet it with the roar and
no,
done.
your job is farm Ags.
Oh.
I mean, your game does not begin until you have Ags on this hero. You need to prioritize it. You need to get that up as fast as possible. He's going to try and make a move with this amp.
Got the arena on Pure. This is not an easy kill. Managed to get the Dragon Tail, stopping the spear, but there is still going to be that roar and a follow-up spear after that. Sometime, maybe today, or maybe never. Amar just holds on to it and lets Malrine's amp damage do all the work.
The boars are super effective against these melee cores in the early game. Stick some boars on them, hold the stun, nowhere to go, nowhere to run. There's the defusal for GPK. Still having the best game on BB team. You'll have to make this item work.
Yeah, these are not heroes that have immense mana pools. All three of these cores on Falcons are dependent on mana pools because they have low costing spells. They do not like getting mana burned out whatsoever.
Downside of these, pseudo triple strength core lineups, your mana pools are pretty lackluster. Your spells can be equally as important. Diffusal can absolutely do some heavy lifting here in the early game. Rune denied from a boar. GPK will have to settle for some tower damage as Malrine pulls ahead off the stacks, man. This is classic mid-Beastmaster gameplay. You got that one nice gank with the power rune that he did get, and then straight in the jungle, clears through all the stacks before any contest comes through. He is giga-farmed right now.
You fought and died with our...
Crit bites out of smoke. We'll see what they do with that, because Malrine has headed back to base, and he's going to heal up right as his TP comes up, and he has another 12 seconds to roar. So I imagine you clear out this mid lane, and then you and the Snapfire go from there.
You have really good single target focus from a decent range. You don't want to go into BB.
Oh, nice cookie play. Crit, he'll get the solo on save and an extra bit of damage on GPK. Very nice.
Big plays coming out on this mid lane. That's going to finish his arcane boots. Nice little pickup in XP as well. Level 7 3/4 on this snap.
Yeah, massive level difference between the two.
I don't even know where he found all these levels, because he made the one move top, but didn't really work. He abandoned bottom early.
I think he probably shared some of the experience from the stacks, yeah.
I mean, it's a huge level difference. And these are the two playmakers for the squad. Almost level 8, and this Hoodwink is still level 4 for save. Incredibly sacrificial game from him.
It is also part of the MO of Falcons because they have these strong laning cores that are rather tanky. They've been able to just leave them alone in lane.
Oh, yeah.
And, say the Beastmaster, for example, doing those clears, the stacks, Snapfire sitting in mid, soaking up experience. Snake King will be run down here. Bushwhack tries to give him some extra armor, but it's not good enough. It does give the heads up to his carry, who is able to get away from all that nonsense.
Nice little connection for the Pangolier. I mean, you got to remember, this is an Empower lineup, and they have good Empower targets, not the pseudo-Empower ones.
They do. Yeah.
This Pango Magnus duo is just nasty. It's a combination OG love to run. Channel your inner tops in here on the main stage and just make top 3.
Malrine, a regen rune. And 1,000 gold left to that point booster. Meanwhile, Pure, he's having a great time.
Oh, that's just the best early game he's had.
Seriously.
It's amazing for him. And he's just going to pick up the farm pace from here. And the flip side of that is, I say this very rarely, but it is ATF coming out of lanes the poorest.
Yeah.
Not something he likes to see, not his usual play style, so he'll have to make it up with some cheap utility here. He's looking at like Yule's Blink. He can play the fights for his other 2 cores and catch up that way, but it's going to be slow from him. Smars really got punished on that lane from the Warlock pick. That was its job. It did that, and now you get to hold on to its ult for the right fights. If
Falcons, they really want that Pango. This is where that smoke was going to come into play. The arena into a GPK. Can he get ahead of it? The spear, it stops the Rolling Thunder, sure, but now you don't have a stun to stop it. The second go around, GPK will slow down Amar, do a little damage before he rolls on out of there. So the arena kisses combo does not come out.
Didn't get the cookie connection they were looking for. That's a tough kill regardless. You just don't know where that Warlock is. You can drop a rock, interrupt if they really needed it. ATF's game continues to be a little slow here.
Well, Skeeter, he's got to his Battle Fury, so he's feeling fine, and he will likely start pulling ahead of this Dragon Knight if things stay calm.
I mean, it is always scary to go even or lose early game slightly to the Magnus lineup.
Do you think that's scarier than going even against a Troll lineup?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Magnus at TI, man, this hero can do work. People play a little more scared. They get caught off a little more easily. How many games have we seen Magnus pull ahead, right? I don't even have to name the players that have won that Aegis on this hero for everybody to know who I'm talking about.
I guess the way I see it, though, they are such a stun-oriented lineup. If this game goes late, I think the Troll is kind of unstoppable. Like, he's going to have that Battle Trance strong Dispel, right?
It's a strong Troll game. You are right. There's not a lot that prevents the Troll doing what he wants to do in the fight. It's just a matter of can you survive it and push through it with the scaling on your cores. I will say Skewer in that high ground defense. Like, what is there to stop the Skewer play? It's pretty much the Roar interrupt. You have to be really on point. There's no Rubik in this game. There's no one dying to just drop it.
Amar, he's immediately going to break the smoke. He's got a shield rune, too, to help tank the damage. Immediately uses the Arena Spear on Amiro, and with the kisses, try and take him down. He actually used the RP to try and protect himself, that final glob. It's not going to do it. Maybe they've got a spear. The bonds is great. It hits a lot of these heroes. Can they put the damage in, though? Especially with the extra life on Maureen. They do not want to be fighting into this Beastmaster with the Ags. That means GPK, he's going to roll on out of here. They've already lost one hero, and they've given up the Roshan. These were heavy losses to BB Team. They cannot afford for GPK's game to slow down much more.
That could have been an amazing fight for them. 4-man bonds off that flank in the river, but the Roar comes out of the Pangolier, stops all the damage in its tracks. The counter is working for Falcons right now, and Mallory, he just had such a fast game. You're able to push
and the Troll, he already used his Battle Trance, plus he wasn't the one to take the Aegis. A cookie saves him.
That is close to ticking out there, 70 HP. Mallory looking for his own maneuver back here, but no Roar available. Pretty limited catch potential. Get the D-ward around the pit as well. Very successful objective-based move for Falcons. They're not completely snowballing this game like we saw previously, but they are controlling the pace right now. You still got to get this tier 1 bottom. I can't believe this tower's still up, actually. I mean, that shows how poor of a laning phase ATF had. This tower is normally just gone by default. You have to use this Aegis to clear out the junk down here.
Yeah, Pure has been able to just Dragon form off cooldown and play in both on the tower and farming those Ancients, but move to the other side of the map. Falcons will finally take the safe lane tower. They also took the mid tower at the same time, thanks to the Chen. I mean, the Chen's start going to be impactful. He's got the drums. Once you get the mech, it's going to be a lot of early game. BB Team, they're going to be reliant on Miro to separate the big team fight that Falcons has. He needs his Blink Dagger badly.
Especially if the towers start getting sieged. That's your best defense mechanism in combination with the Pango Warlock team fight. Be very interesting to see when Falcons decide to group up this game, because grouping up can cost you a lot if that fight goes wrong. You almost rather just split the map, but then you're splitting the map against the Empower farmers, which feels a little bad in itself. So you really have to make these moves count when you combine the Beastmaster and the Mars here. Try and take away BB's space. Like, that's the biggest factor right now. If you can take camps away from their Empower farmers.
Amar, he still gets the arena on Pure. Kisses, roar, so much damage, man. Pure doesn't stand a chance. Still, though, BB team, if they could get some sort of skewer RP, they have a chance to punish, but no. The Rolling Thunder doesn't hit. Amar is able to blink it out. And that was an Arcane Rune use, too. So the arena is not going to be on cooldown for long.
GPK just messed up the roll in there. Just didn't get in there in time. Awkward space to fight for that Pangolier, and your DK's dead no matter what. This is not a lineup that really wants to react to Falcons jumping one of your big damage dealers. You have the blink on the Magnus, so you have a little turnaround potential, but that's the strength of the Kisses in this early game. Once that hero's pinned, once he's stunned, he's pretty much dead. Even if you go in and counter-initiate, the damage is going to be done.
A lane ward, Miro. He could have gone for that Snapfire, opted against it.
This lineup's picking up steam. This is where Chen starts to feel really scary.
All right, just flat out RP him. They do finally pull the trigger on that one. I'm sure Crit realizes, yeah, there's some sort of lane ward. He's already pinging it out.
That'll get the job done. There is an RP connection. Slow this pace down, take at least one of these heroes off the map.
I think there is a lot of weight here on Miro's shoulders. He's got to continue to find pickoffs like that, and not just with an RP, but Amar, he's already struck first. Got the pin right next to Skeeter. You could not ask for a better setup if you're the carry troll.
I intercepted that move perfectly. I think they were heading towards Pure, but they'll take the Magnus for sure. ATF, he's not done.
Amar's crazy, man. He's just blinking into 1v2. There was no upside to that. He just wanted to taunt Pure.
I mean, the upside is you send a message. Maybe they start thinking they have vision there.
The real vision is in the triangle. They do know about it. Dragon Tail stops Amar. He doesn't actually hit the spear into the trees. But they do have good control of the area. The tower is fall.
This is how you're going to build a lead. Take the camps away from BB's cores. There's a little rat action happening off the Helmet Dominator from the Magnus, but that's about it. They cannot afford to lose too many of these ancient spawns before you just have to take the fight straight up. That's what Falcons want, fighting into the Chen, into the BKB troll. This Chen is going to give you a lot of auras to play with. It's going to buff up the EHP across the board. And an easy Tormentor cleanup for this troll.
And Crit, who already bought out his shard,
Yeah,
so
well,
Akor had an opportunity to get it. And Falcons, they roll real well on the 50-50. Amar's going to get the shard. We'll see if he can hit the two-man spear.
Absolutely can find some two-man spears in this game. I mean, this Pango is a great target, no BKB. The Magnus BKB is going to be a long ways away. Especially if you can catch some of these supports in the arena.
All right, BB team, feels like it's about time for them to strike back. Pure has his BKB. So he could deal with the overwhelming damage that Falcons is throwing his way, as long as he doesn't get chain stunned.
So
He can stand up to the troll, but what about his backline? The two supports, and there it is!
Beautiful.
He got the shard, and it immediately pays off with a two-man spear. Now they're going to catch Pure. No, wait. A skewer back into the tier 2. RP to lock him down underneath this tower. Amar in trouble. They can try and do what heals they can. Not good enough. Skeeter, he pops his ultimate, but that's a Dragonite. It's a pretty tanky hero. The help of Malrine, though, the BKB does not allow him to stand tall. Malrine gets through that BKB with a Primal Roar.
Once the Beastmaster there, that fight is over. Nice connection with the RP on the Mars, but that's the downside of using it on one hero. Falcons play these tri-core lineups. It's going to free up the fight for the other two. You just go in, pick your mark, find the big kill on this Dragon Knight. First BKB usage, not netting a positive result for Pure here. Starting to lose some map control with this Empower lineup as Falcons build a substantial lead. And again, a lot of it's on the supports here. Just so much utility coming in to back up this front line. This is exactly how they like to play and build an advantage. You have to either match it or find ways to kill their supports first. And so far, it's just been the other way around. It's ATF finding your backline, taking your control out of the fight.
Middle tower is under attack.
I don't think GPK can do it alone. I don't think this Pango can go in. Is hard to break.
Well, it looks like BB team is going to just have to play defense for the foreseeable future, which is fine. I mean, they've shown multiple times on both the road to TI and here on the main stage itself that they are more than capable of making comebacks.
There's only so much defense you could play, though. I mean, this series has felt like 3 games of defense.
That's true.
At least with Magnus, it's, you know, it fits the setup of the hero and the Chen and just bring him down 100-0. This hero is very good at playing a defensive style. Gives you scale confidence, gives you high ground defense potential, but that also means potentially giving up a lot of Roshans.
Yes, and Falcons did set the pace very early on. They took a super fast Roshan.
Already up.
Radiant side, 23 minutes, second Rosh.
Yeah, this is why you take that early. So if BB are just going to turtle, if they're going to play a strong defensive game, you just take the biggest objectives away from them and you accelerate out of control. Here's a smoke designed to get that pick off into that play. Would love to find GPK here.
The scan behind the tower doesn't find GPK. Falcons still go looking anyway.
Surprised they didn't jump the pace there.
Don't find him there. Now another ward placed behind the tier 2 to see if he'll poke his head out in the mid lane. Somehow GPK is dodging all of these plans from Falcons.
He has not died in this game yet. He has no plans on dying right now. Could just go straight into the pit, though. Like, you don't need a kill to force this objective. You have BKB on the Mars. Amar has recovered really nicely in this game. This gives you the confidence to just force the play. It's unlikely BB contest. You would have to get this Magnus somewhere close in the vicinity and find a big RP. I mean, your lineup is great around the pit. There's no denying that. It's very tempting to contest this.
Rainbow TPs, all of BB team. They're going to come down here. The Roshan roars, and Falcons will back away after the roar. They smoke up. They want to get that initiation first. It's going to break on Malrine. GPK with his fresh blink dagger. He blinks backwards, trying to deal with the boars. But Amar, he found the spear. No way, it got interrupted. The roll-up goes out, and GPK has a chance. Can he get off the Rolling Thunder? Can he roll away out of this? Now with the goal being dropped. No, he got by Skater. He rolled right into the troll, and the troll locks him down.
What can
to
Pure
the force
do?
down. Another arena. Amar, he's trying to protect against Pure. Against the right click. Skater dodged away from it. Wait for the spear. Now the stun is there, and they can finish him off with ease. Falcons kite away from the big Dragon Knight beautifully. Thanks to, in part, Amar's initiation, the follow-up there from Malrine, there was just not much GPK could do.
Rolled right into the hands of Skeeter. That's a death sentence. This troll during BKB is so good against your lineup right now. And he has the sustain to back him up. You're just never going to burst him down. You have to be able to win that long fight. And that means landing an RP on multiple heroes. That spear just forced so much chaos out of this BB team lineup. Miro feels like he has to throw it out based on the troll running in, but it's just not the best target you want because he's always going to get spells off here.
Yeah, GPK, I mean, what a beautiful reaction to get the roll-up there in the first place, but it's just, he's stuck in a situation. He's countered by too many heroes. There's 2 different BKB piercing disables that are going to go through that Rolling Thunder.
There's just no way to take that fight when Amar gets the jump. Like, that's what these fights are coming down to. You have to either land a massive RP or get the jump of your own, and Falcons are always one step ahead of you. They're playing really well right now, really fast.
A second Aegis, and this time a banner. Potentially for a high ground push, but as you said, BB team, you're going to be pushing into a Magnus.
Yeah, but look at the auras and the utility they're getting up right now. Mech, Vlad's Drum, Cobalt Cup, done on the Chen.
Okay.
Solar Crest plus, well, Blink Dagger flying in for crit.
Get a little ice armor in there, plus
all the creep auras.
If you could get the pick up of the Magnus, if you could just get a free high ground push, what a world it would be for Falcons. Malrine finds that opening. Will Falcons push it?
This is escalating too fast for the pace that BB want right now. And the push is coming. Falcons are not going to wait. They are not going to extend this game. They're going to make you find an opening.
23 seconds left.
Just harassing Pure.
Yep. Seeing if he can get a BKB out of Pure, seeing if he can slow him down. But with the banner and another 12 seconds, I mean, the troll is just demolishing buildings. They try and slow him down as best they can.
So many buffs behind him right now. And no chance without the Magnus. Miro back up. Still doesn't have BKB, though. So all you can do is give up a rack.
They have a scan on Pure. Pure, a BKB does not guarantee safety. He's going to be roared up. Now he's going to be pinned. It's too many chain stuns. He's gone.
What a scan, man. Absolutely on point, Falcons. They can taste victory right now in this game 3.
Falcons knew exactly the kind of player Pure is. He's going to try and push his limits, especially when he's behind in the game. He likes to play on the enemy side of the map. He likes to cut waves. And Falcons knew after he took that mid tower, he was not going to back up. He was going to keep sticking around, trying to play greedy, trying to play for more farm. And that will be his undoing, at least on that life. Still, BB team, they have a chance. That we haven't seen them in a 5-man high ground defense, but we may never see that happen if they continue to get picked off.
Losing Wisdom Shrine to the Chen right now. Rough stuff. Do finish up the BKB on the Magnus. That's your hope for this next fight. All eyes on Miro. He can try and land a big ultimate. They're going to need it. This was a brutal Aegis period for BB team. Such a net worth swing off of this one objective. Falcons just splitting the map, continuing to scale up, and this is why this is why I would never want to play against Beastmaster in this meta. The hero does a lot in the early game, he does a lot in the mid game, he does a lot around the objectives, and then his scale is just insane. You go in, you get to this late game, you can potentially get double roar up with a refresher, you just put both into the enemy carry. You're just going to be sitting there for almost 10 seconds.
Yeah, I feel like this hero has evolved to something different. He used to be picked up because, oh, it was an Aura and a Zoo hero, right? And then, oh, maybe this BKB piercing disable is going to be good. But now it's just flat out a damage dealer. It's just carries through team fights by itself. And as you go late, it's still helping out this troll. This attack speed buff is allowing the troll to get to those max fervor stacks nice and quick. We're going to see that happen again as he assaults a tier 3 with 70 seconds left on the Aegis.
That's the crazy part. You still have a minute here. This Aegis period has felt like forever.
Miro, he's got to do something wonderful here. And it may have to be more than just getting a skewer back on the troll. He's going to start with the troll, skewer back there, immediately going to be roared up though. He's in trouble. They can't afford him to die right this, but it's just going to be a chain stun. An easy follow-up from Amar and a second life now for Skeeter. GPK rolls through him. But when the Rolling Thunder is down and you don't have the Magnus, what is going to stop this troll?
And guess what? Refresher already done for Omar. He has a second arena if he really wants to throw it out here.
The Dragon form isn't going to last for much longer. And frankly, it's not much of a threat as is. And Dragon Tail goes out and a double spear. That is sick. Puts him right into the melee barracks. They drop the golem in response, and Falcons say, okay, we got something else out of you.
That was a big pawns that landed on a lot of heroes. They are respecting what that spell can do right now.
Another one goes out, this time catching Save, as his ultimate will push him back, perhaps out of danger from Skeeter. But the buildings, there is no retreat for them.
Magnus is back, still has BKB and RP available.
Smoked up, but they can't get there in time. Falcons have already taken the objectives and backed away.
Just so clean. Didn't even end up using that Mars refresher. Still have Troll BKB. So much in the tank.
Two lanes of barracks down by 30 minutes. BB team, they've had some steep hills to climb before. This one's beginning to look like a cliff. Playing up on the high ground. Playing up in the triangle, hoping that Falcons will gift them an opportunity at a pickoff or maybe even an easy team fight, but Falcons will just play to their side of the map, play for that overwhelming advantage that they have played to so many times in the past. This has been Falcons' MO from this year to last, where when they get an advantage, they are willing to slow down the game and just build that advantage more and more and more. Taking more Tormentors, taking more Roshans, farming more neutrals until a 20k gold lead becomes a 40k gold lead.
Just get the refresher on the beast. That's going to be all you need. I think the one hope for BB team is the DPS that Pure can output when he's empowered. If he gets Daedalus up, there's a real chance that he can just chunk these heroes down with Empower on top of the burst damage. But if you have a refresher Beastmaster with double roar to put into him, no defensive capability against that, I don't know how you stand in that fight and output that DPS. when there's just so much stun to disable facing you. Unless you jump this Beastmaster first. I mean, that is the dream. And that is something the Falcons should never let happen. It should always be the Mars or the Troll as that point of contact. Still is getting to this Daedalus. I mean, that is going to be your best item to try and turn this game around as Falcons continue to just progress this lead, near 30,000 gold lead. And that refresher on the Beastmaster already done.
Yeah. Doesn't even need his boots. Puts him in the backpack. He's got a haste rune in his bottle. They're going after Pure.
Oh, yeah.
Pure.
Done.
This could be the game, just done and dusted. A BKB might save you from the kisses, but it will not save you from this troll.
I'm gonna push with it. Feel like he could have buyback potential. I mean, Roche can spawn at 30, so if you go, you have to go hard here.
Looking for that second pickoff. They bypass the lane ward. Look to get a ward inside the base.
Oh,
Looking
so
for that
good.
opening, and it spots the two supports. The spear whiffs, but the arena, it still lands. And Skeeter, he will calmly walk into the arena to take out one of those supports. GPK does what he can. He takes out the Chen with his Rolling Thunder and does manage to swashbuckle back up to the high ground.
Nice find from GBK to even this out and slow down the push. That was a sick high ground ward. If that spear lands, might just be the game. The fight gets stalled. Falcons get repelled here.
And I don't think Falcons, knowing them, playing into the high ground in the first place when Roshan is about to be up,
Yeah,
I don't do that too often. I feel like it took very little. They were always going to back up at some point in time to make sure they secure Roshan. The last thing you want to do is throw on the high ground and give BB team the opportunity at a comeback.
No, it's just unfair.
especially when you control so much of the map and you know they have to contest this objective. It's his
They do.
third Roche at 35 minutes.
They're
Cannot
walking
give it up.
into a landmine. There is so many wards around this jungle area.
No Chen at the fight, though. If you take it right now, none of those auras.
Miro, ooh, his smoke is the one to break. The one initiator that BB team has. The opportunity of surprise is gone. They're going to have to play for the Roshan on the other side of the map. Fortunately, there is that. It will kind of reset. They can play on their outpost. Don't think they're going to have too many buybacks to work with, though.
You also got to keep
three.
in mind, both side lanes have been taken here. It's a lot of map pressure going into the base.
Certainly.
Somebody has to show, and if somebody has to show, that is a gank opportunity. Falcons can just be ultra patient here.
Maybe Miro can get to his Axe, though. If Falcons are patient enough.
They're just going to go Roche. They see heroes in BB's base, they're going to threaten the Roche. They're going to make you come out of base to fight them, and that's exactly what they want right now.
And Pure, as always, off to some adventure on the enemy side of the map.
He just wants his Daedalus. You get that, you have a chance. It's not a good one, but you at least have some damage to play with.
Katomi playing the drums for the crowd. Malrine has drums of his own. Four-man smoke up from Falcons. Surprising that Amar is not the one in that smoke. Another arcane rune.
I mean, yeah, this is like a defensive smoke. You're just waiting if they come into you with this Roche sitting up right now. The BB are not contesting it. They don't contest it. Just go in the pit.
Yeah.
No reason to make this game complicated right now. That's going to be a refresher shard Roche. Downside for Falcons is they're so farmed, they already have the refresher, so all of this will likely just go to Skeeter here. And it will.
Okay. This is not a five-man squad that is pushing into you. The number of refreshers they have. There's so many heroes here. BB team are trying to play on their high ground ward. Falcons know all about it. They pinged it earlier. They want this outpost first. Before they walk into this vision, they want to make sure they have the opportunity. And there they found Miro. Not good. BB team, they have the buyback on him, and it's going to have to be used here. Amar fighting for his life, does manage to get the arena walls up. And Pure, well, there's the RP. Can it save Pure's life? He's trying to do damage to Skeeter, but it looks pathetic, man. They can't do anything. A second arena goes out surrounding the BB team, and there is no...